Hey all my crafty friends, this is Tammy from lamascreationsdiy, a channel that does all sorts of crafts, thrift flips, DIYs, wood creations, and more. Today I am participating in the Hello Spring Open Challenge, hosted by the Rusted Willow, DIY from House to Home, and their guest host, Rustic and Lace DIY. Their links, along with a playlist link, will be down in the description below. Now, let's start crafting. I'm starting off with this plaque. I can't remember what hat it had on it, but I sanded it all off, and here is what the back looks like. So first, I'm going to give it a good coat of this light baby blue paint. This is just a regular house paint. Next, taking a stencil out of my stash that says Hello Spring and that little truck on it, I'm going to stencil on with this, I call it greige. It's kind of like a green beige paint, and just using a makeup sponge brush, I'm just going to stencil on Hello Spring. Now with my black paint marker, I'm going to outline the Hello Spring. I found that it wasn't popping out enough, so I thought if I outlined it, it would look a little better. Taking my hand sander, I'm just going to lightly go over the entire thing just to help it all blend in well together. Now, taking some jute rope and 3 yellow roses, I'm going to take the jute rope and wrap it around the end of the roses, tying it in a double knot with a little bit of hot glue in between the knots, and then I trim off the ends. Now, taking some hot glue, I'm going to put a bunch on the back of it, hold it into place there. Using my little clippers, clip off the extra ends. Then, taking this pretty lacy ribbon, I'm going to make a double finger bow, tighten it up, fix the 2 loops, trim the tails, and then glue it to where that twine is. And when you're done that, this project is complete. Super easy, but I love it. I love the yellow roses and the cute little lace ribbon. That's what it looks like after I sanded it. I thought it looked pretty neat. It's weird doing spring stuff when at the moment when I'm recording this, it's feels like minus 40 degrees Celsius here in Canada. We're under extreme cold warning. Now, second craft. I have this wood sign that's in my stash area, and it was really nice, but it's just not my style. And it was actually handmade. I think it was called by Mummy and Me. Can't remember. First, using my hammer, I'm going to pry off all of these pieces. They were all put on with nails, little tiny nails. And I also take off the 2 long pieces there that are holding all 3 pieces together, and I take the nails out of those. Then, using my electric sander, I'm going to sand everything down and clean it all up, dusting them really well. Now it's time to basically put it back together. Taking a whole bunch of construction glue, it came out really quick. So I had to take a paintbrush and kind of share it with the top part. I figured don't waste it, and this way it won't all squish out too much. Lining it all up, adding some hot glue, and putting the 1 piece in place. Wiping off any glue that squishes out, and then I do the same to the top. Now I'm taking some wood filler and filling in those 2 little holes that were there that were holding on, that were hanging the product in the begin with. Now I'm taking some tumbling tower blocks and I'm going to glue, I think it's 4 across and then 1 up. So you've got 2 sets of 4 glued together lengthwise. Yeah, sure. Is it 4 or is it 5? Oh, it's 5. Sorry, I did 5. I totally forgot how many I did. Making sure and lining it up, I'm taking some more tumbling tower blocks, lining them up with the edge, using my pencil to see where I have to put the glue, And then again, using some hot glue, I add the glue and stick them on the sides. And I do the same thing to the other side. Now, taking some hot glue, I'm going to glue it into place, right on that bottom slat that we put there. And then adding glue in where it needs it to hold the tumbling tower blocks in place and keep it a little more secure. Taking some smaller tumbling tower blocks, I'm going to glue 5 across, and then I go 4 up, I think, or 3 up. I think I go 4 up, yes, and 4 up. And I do this all the way down. Adding some hot glue to the front of this little crate, and we're going to glue the front on. Just like so. Now I'm going to give this entire thing a coat of my white DIY chalk paint. The picket fence part, I give it 2 coats. This box part, I just give it 1. Now, taking this green beige color, I'm going to paint the entire box this color. It's a really nice light green, but it's got a beige into it. It's really nice. Taking some floral foam, I'm going to cut down some pieces and squeeze them into the bottom of this box. I'm not gluing anything down just in case you want to remove it. Now I have these white and pink daisies. I'm going to cut them down, place them into the bottom of the box. Anywhere you like, adding some pink ones here and there. And then we're going to make a bow. I have this nice sheer wired ribbon. I did an awareness bow, cinched it in the middle. I'm going to tie it up with some jute rope. And then I have this nice purple sheer ribbon with daisies on it. I did the same thing, tied it up with the same ribbon, adding a little hot glue in between my notes. Dovetailing the ends, trimming off the extra pieces, and we're going to glue it right there in the middle. Then I found these green leafy things. They reminded me of when you were a kid, that was that thick, long grass, and you would stick it in between your thumbs and whistle with it. That's what those reminded me of, and I thought they'd be perfect with the daisies, because you always see those growing beside wild daisies out in the yard. So I did those. Now, taking this little sign that I got from the dollar store, I'm going to take off the string with the beads and take off those staples on the back. We're going to give the front of this a real good sanding, get off all that white and those words. Really, I just wanted the words off, but it all came off. And then we're going to give it a coat of white. Take off the white, put on the white. But this wouldn't have covered those words. Now, taking some lettering that I printed off of my computer, I cut them individually and I tape them down individually. And then using some carbon paper, I'm going to trace them onto this little board. Breault's Flower Market. And then I do the same thing with this cute little daisy. I put one on this side and I just trace over it with the carbon paper underneath. If you don't have a cutting machine or a Cricut or anything, this is a nice easy way of transferring your images or your words onto your product. Taking my black acrylic marker, I'm going to go over the words Breault's Flower Market, open daily. And then I use a yellow paint marker to trace over the flowers, but then I use yellow paint to paint them in. This here I find just helps me to stay in the line and takes away those pencil lines too. Using some brown paint, I fill in all the details in the center. And then taking that same green beige paint, I outlined the sign, just going all the way around the width of this brush with this paint. Now taking that sign, aligning it on the front of that little box, adding some hot glue to the back. We're going to glue it onto the front of this box, and when you're done that, this project is complete as well. I absolutely love this. I am so happy I made it. I love it. It is absolutely beautiful. You could take those flowers and the styrofoam out and you can use it as a mail holder if you wish. You can add a hanger on the back and you can hang it up on your wall. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. It would look good as a nice welcoming area in a porch as well. I would like to thank the ladies for hosting this challenge and for co-hosting this challenge. I had a lot of fun creating all these. Even though it doesn't feel like spring here, I sure can't wait for it to come. Everyone's channel will be in the description box along with the playlist. Have a nice day. Bye.